In Norse mythology, Fenrir the wolf was the son of the trickster god Loki and the giantess Ingraboda. Fenrir was raised in Asgard by the Aesir gods and was fated to wreak havoc during Ragnarok. He grew at an astonishing rate and grew to be very powerful. The gods feared him. Of all the gods, only Tyr dared approach the wolf to defeat it. The gods decided that Fenrir would need to be incapacitated in some way, so they decided to chain him to a rock. The gods attempted to chain Fenrir with stronger and stronger chains, fooling the wolf by telling him that the chains were a contest to his strength. No chain was strong enough, so the gods turned to the dwarves for help. The strength that the dwarves ended up making was forged from the sound of a cat's footsteps, the beard of a woman, the roots of mountains, the breath of a fish, and the spittle of a bird. And this new restraint looks more like a ribbon than a chain. The different appearance of this new chain evoked suspicion from Fenrir, and so he only agreed to be chained again if one of the gods placed a hand in his mouth. Tyr was the only one fearless enough to do so, and when Fenrir could not break the chain and the gods would not release him, Fenrir bit off Tyr's hand. During Ragnarok, it is said that Fenrir will break loose and cause the death of multiple Aesir gods. And in God of War Ragnarok, Fenrir is just a normal wolf that Kratos and Atreus saved from some raiders. He is old and sick, and holds on as long as he can, but ends up passing away in Atreus' arms. In a fit of emotion, Atreus unwittingly uses magic to cast Fenrir's soul into his knife. Later in the story, Loki is exploring Helheim and stumbles across Garm, a massive wolf chained up by the Aesir gods. Atreus mistakenly releases the wolf from his chains, and later Kratos and Atreus go to fix this mistake and attempt to defeat Garm, but he is unkillable. And so Atreus has a different idea and ends up putting Fenrir's soul into the body of Garm, making the huge scary wolf Fenrir. And that was one of the things I loved most about playing through God of War Ragnarok's story and exploring the lore and worlds of this game. It was so satisfying to see the story of Fenrir come together similar to mythology, but with a new twist. And you see this everywhere as you explore and experience the story in this game. The birth of the world serpent, it being sent back in time by Thor, Draupnir, all the different gods you see and interact with, the creation of Ragnarok. This game has a great story already, and at the same time it is complemented by the other storytelling that has withstood the test of time, which is Norse mythology. The lore is rich and interesting, and I think having at least a little bit of previous knowledge about the mythology increased my enjoyment of this game significantly. The original game was more focused and centered on the relationship between father and son, which I loved. But Ragnarok is much larger scale, and I also loved being enriched by the lore of all the realms and characters. I enjoyed the story in the original for different reasons than I enjoyed the story in Ragnarok, which I was happy about. I didn't want this game just to be a rehash of the first. While not every storyline was perfect, and I may have been a little disappointed with the climax, this game kept me intrigued the whole time, playing hours on end, staying up late to keep playing, and having me just wanting to get back to it whenever I could. And I haven't had a game give me that feeling in a long time. And this game nails most everything else too. Gameplay is great, I like the bigger emphasis on elemental status, and I really felt like I was able to strategize my plan of attack with different weapons. Enemy variety was largely increased, which I appreciated a lot, and there's a lot of side content. For many of these side quests, it felt like I was uncovering another mythological story, whether it was the tragic past of a Valkyrie or the journey of two lovers. And I was really amused by it. I enjoyed the side content much more than in the first game, and I think Odin's Ravens are a great example of why. In the first game, you kill the ravens basically as just another collectible, but in Ragnarok, you uncover more and more about them as you find more and more, ultimately learning that these are children's souls that were trapped by Odin with help of a witch. Once you get all of the ravens, you get to fight the witch. And just by adding that lore to the side quest, it keeps the player immersed in the story and feels so much less video gamey. The performances across the board are great. You expect this from the cast we already met in the first game, but the portrayal of some of the new characters like Heimdall, Odin, and Thor got me that much more invested in the story. The game looks great with a lot of variety in setting, the game controls great, and it's not a broken, glitchy mess at all. For the past couple of years, so many of these big game releases have resulted in disappointment. Unfinished garbage, terrible writing.
I think I really pissed that one off. Maybe because I shot him in the face.
Lacking content, greedy practices. How many times can it happen before you find yourself asking why? Why do we keep getting excited for these things? Why do we keep putting up with these disappointments? Why do we even game? Well, when you experience something like this, when you experience the full package, the amazing storytelling, the interesting world created by passionate developers, the solid combat, the phenomenal performances, the great presentation and technical performance, all of it wrapped together with one of the best gaming soundtracks. This is why we game. Don't miss out on the experience.